How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. You guys know it's been a minute since I've given you an update, so I want to make sure I keep you guys inside of the loop. We've been seeing a lot of volatility in this play for the week, but I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know those key levels in a bearish case scenario and as well as in a bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. The reason why this is important, we already know the short interest can have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and the selling behavior like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $5.07. And then we could see as far as where it ranged on the day, it was at $4.78, and then on the high it was at $5.25. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 31.164 million shares, and then for the average volume over 10 trading days being at 42.647 million shares. So one thing that you can notice right away, we did end up having below average volume, but one thing that we can clearly see, there are many who are still holding the stock, and that's something that you want to keep aware of and make sure that the demand is still there. When we take a look at the RSI down below on the 1-year daily chart, we can see it's right around 41.56. And when we take a look at the moving averages here on the chart, you can see we have strength above the 200-day. We are just below the 100-day. We're also below the 21-day EMA, and we're also below the 50-day. So taking everything into consideration of what we are seeing, it is great to see that BBIG is holding up the $5 level. You could see previously we ended up breaking through these areas, and we also did break through this area on the Friday, testing at $4.78. And as far as for the high, ended up testing $5.25, which was just above the 100-day. So the most ideal situation would be to have price action above the 100-day here at $5.09, and then look forward to seeing a move here to the 21-day EMA right here around $6. We know $6 would be a psychological area, but one thing to keep in mind, if we end up having price action that is above $5.57, you can see we have a big time gap that needs to be filled over here, so it's very doable for BBIG to do this. But of course, you need to have that buying pressure. If we do decide to pull back, then of course the levels that I want to see hold up is a continuation, most preferably, of that 478, but it's easy where we can possibly pull back to 470 and also back here right around the 460 level. Let's just call it 450. If it breaks through 450, then the next level where we have some support would be right here around 449, and if it ended up breaking through there, then of course we can be testing around into the 430s. And again, this is where I feel like things will start looking pretty bleak for BBIG. So let's see how it performs going into the Monday and as well as for the rest of the week. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for BBIG. So we can see green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So what we can see here for October the 28th, which was on Thursday, we have Mizuho Securities USA LLC that went in with a call. And on the 28th, we ended up having a closed position coming from Sigma Planning Corp. Now, when we take a look at the short interest information, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 36.52%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 6.2 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 300,000, updated 12 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 34.47%. So that is still fairly high. high. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the 28th, it was at 35.17, and then the close for the 29th being at 36.52. So we do see, as far as for the short interest, it has gone up for BBIG. So this is part of the reasons why there's a lot of volatility inside of this play. So this is one thing that you have to be aware of and also be prepared for. So if you're inside of this play for investment purposes, just know what comes with it. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we could see here on the inflow, it was 33.63, and then on the outflow, it was 31.15. So we ended up having an inflow day. When we take a look at the breakdown, it was 0.42 on the large, 22.06 on the medium, and then it was also 11.15 on the small. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0. On the medium, it was 21.42, and then on the small, it was 9.73. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for October the 29th, which was a Friday that just passed, it was 421.99. But look how it's been for the past 5 trading days. So we could see institutions have been loading up all week. So it's going to be interesting to see what the price action will be looking like going into Monday and as well as for the rest of the week. When we take a look further at the breakdowns though, so we could see there was a lot of buying on the retail side. We also did see that there was a good amount of buying on the medium side, but we still had a lot of profit taking. And then when we take a look at the large, we could see clearly here institutions were continuing to load up. So we could see a spike going in, and I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. And I'm not too shocked about it because many of them were probably just loading up on shares when it was trading below $5. When we take a look at the turnover ratio, we could see here it was around 32.04%. So yes, there is a good amount of traders who are going in and out of this play, but we also do have many who are continuing to hold shares, and we also have people who are buying in. So taking all of this into consideration, things are looking pretty good for BBIG going into the week. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, it's great to see that it's holding down support at the $5 level. It did break through this numerous times, but as you can see, it was able to recover. And when we were taking a look at the order flow, we could see there was a lot of institutions who are loading up shares, or in other words, just seeing that there was a lot of large scale orders. So anyone who was taking advantage of the dip buying opportunities. So this is why it'd be very interesting to see if we end up getting a spike for the coming week. Also, they were unable to actually have the Form 10 come out. Many people have been saying, hey, what's going on? Where's the update? Where's the format? Again, you're just going to have to be patient and see if they have it coming out for the coming week to give you an update in regards to the spinoff and as well as the shares and so forth. Another thing that I also want to clear up, when we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information, this play does continue to have short squeeze potential. So what this means is if we have volume coming through the stock and it begins to start picking up, it could really start taking off. And I feel like if we get an update in regards to that form for the coming weeks, the Form 10 to be exact, then this could really send this stock moving fairly quickly. We've already know there's articles, I think it was from Seeking Alpha, putting out, hey, we have a $40 price target on this play. And of course, that's going to get many people who are excited, not only investors as well as traders, because we already know and we have seen how well BBIG has moved in the past. So we'll continue to keep an eye on this play. I will continue to keep you guys updated, and let's see how it performs.